We're now considering the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality electronic data management system and how community members can look up the information they need to respond to proposed air permit modifications. So in this case, we're looking at a facility called St. James Styrene Facility, and a number of community members asked Louisiana Environmental Action Network if they would prepare comments on behalf of the community to submit to DEQ. So I was assigned that task. And so you look on the electronic management system and you find out that the agency interest number is 2384. So when you go on 2384, you see public notice. And here the public notice is for St. James Styrene Facility. It's for a proposed Part 70 air operating permit for both a renewal and a modification. And if you look down the public notice, you see that they're requesting changes to their permit, and they list 1 through 10. And then right below the changes, you will see the changes in air emissions that will result from the permit renewal and modification. So when we look at the details, we want to be sure and look at the increase in volatile organics that will result. So then you go on the actual website again, and you look for the material that consists of the application. So under the public notice, you see material associated with proposed permit for public review. And you open up that document, and you see DEQ's letter, and it's actually a letter approving it. However, it's not signed and it's not dated. So some people think when they see it, but it doesn't have the dates on it, that means it is granted. That only means this will be the cover letter if it is granted. On the next page, you see again those requirements for changes in the permit, and you again see those particulate matter down to volatile organics that will change as a result of the permit. So paging down a little further, you see that the facility was constructed originally in 1970, and as a result, the permit application dated June 24th of 2020 was submitted requesting a Part 70 operating permit renewal and modification. So then you go to the description, and it tells you that the St. James Styrene Facility produces styrene on a continuous process. The facility consists of ethylbenzene unit, 2 styrene monomer units, and associated utilities, as well as storage and loading facilities. And the facility has several loading and unloading facilities on the Mississippi River. Styrene can be loaded into rail cars, tank trucks, barges, and ships. Toluene can be loaded into barges, and ethylbenzene can be loaded into tank trucks, barges, and ships. And frequently, the loading operations release a large amount of chemicals into the air. On the next page, you get a look at those specific chemicals that we saw in the public notice. And then right below that, you get information on the individual chemicals. Benzene, known human cancer-causing agent, will decrease by 1.76 tons. Cumene will reduce by 0.14 tons a year. Ethylbenzene will be reduced by 0.53 tons a year. Methanol will be increased by 0.9 tons a year. And styrene, the chemical that they will be making, will be increased by 8.19 tons a year into the air. And toluene, 0.36 tons a year, and xylene, 0.02 tons a year. So then in the comments that I submitted on behalf of the community members, I then discuss what are the health impacts of those chemicals that will be increased. Styrene's going to be increased by 15.3%. And styrene is a carcinogen in humans. It causes lung cancer in animals. It also is an irritant to the skin, eyes, nose, and throat. It causes headaches, dizziness, lightheadedness, skin dryness, skin rashes, and burning of the skin. So the community members are not happy about the health impacts associated with styrene. The second largest air-emitting chemical is benzene. It will be increased by 26.6 tons. Benzene's a known human cancer-causing agent. It causes leukemia. There's a limited evidence that it's a teratogen in animals. It should be treated as a possible teratogen in humans. Repeated exposure to benzene can cause aplastic anemia. And benzene also irritates the skin, the eyes, the nose, the throat. It causes coughing, wheezing, headache, dizziness, lightheadedness, nausea, and vomiting. And again, the community members don't appreciate having those health impacts associated with the emissions that are released and cross the fence line associated with benzene. So then the issue on behalf of the community is that the facility must be required to treat and reduce the quantity of styrene being released into the air and to be released into the air as part of that Part 70 air emission renewal and modification. In addition, air emissions of benzene, ethylbenzene, toluene must also be treated and reduced in quantities being released into the air. And there must be major emission reduction requirements of styrene, benzene, ethylbenzene, and toluene as part of that Part 70 emission permit renewal on behalf of the communities. As a result of that, the community responded that based on my comments submitted on their behalf, they learned two words, teratogen and cumene. And in addition, they learned the human health impacts of those two chemicals. So that's how community members can participate and submit comments on a proposed permit modification or a proposed permit renewal.